Okay, so now we're going to move on and take a look at some basic functions and working with some formulas in Excel. So this is kind of where we left off after the first video. We just did a little bit of format. We did a merge and center up here. We did some bolding. Okay, nothing too serious, but this is the beginnings of our spreadsheet. I also created a formula over here just to demonstrate the difference between data and formula. So I'm just going to click on that again, just to kind of show you what is going on behind the scene. And as mentioned before, up here in our formula bar, we see the formula that's behind this data here. This is our answer. So what we did was we added B5 through to E5, and we got this total. Now I want to show you a couple of things that are going on when you create a formula in Excel. I'm going to click up here in the formula bar just to kind of show you, because it highlights all of the cells that are included in your formula. One thing, you always start a formula with an equal sign. Okay, so if you're writing up a formula by hand, you have to go equals, and then we are looking for a total, so we knew we wanted to add all of these. So you go to sum, and then you select the range. That's what we call that. You select the range that you're going to use in your formula. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward, but Excel does make it even easier for us. Okay, so that's kind of the long way to create a formula. I'm going to go into F6 now. Okay, so that's just below. And I'm going to show you an even faster way to create your formula. So this is where I want my answer to be. So I'm going to go up here to the AutoSum. I'm just going to hit the drop down so you can see the options that are here under AutoSum. All right, so I could get the sum, which is actually what I'm going to do. All right, but I could actually do average. I could count the numbers that are involved. I could do a max and a min. Okay, that's right off the bat. Then if I want to, I can get into more functions still. So I'm going to go back up to sum. I'm going to click on the sum. So let's take a look at what we've got. You have to be careful when you use the AutoSum button to make sure it's selecting what you want. Okay, so we've checked, we've chosen equals sum from our AutoSum. We've checked that our marquee is showing us the numbers that we want to put into this function. So I'm going to hit enter, and this is going to give me the answer that I'm looking for, okay? The sum of these columns. Same as the answer above, we just went about a different way. Okay, so now what I'm going to do the next time here is I'm going to copy and paste the formula. So that's the nice thing about Excel. It uses what we call relative cell addressing. And relative cell addressing means whatever happens in this row, okay, if we have everything set up properly in the next row, we can copy and paste our formula from F6 into F7, okay? So I'm going to kind of do it the long way first, and then I'm going to show you the shortened version of it, okay? So I'm going to go up to copy. So we can see that our marquee is all around F6. I'm going to go into F7. I'm going to go back up to paste, and I'll hit enter. And now we see, I'm going to click on the, make sure the formula is up here in the formula bar. Okay, so now we see that it just took the same formula that was used in F6, it applied it to row 7, and now we have the proper answer for that. Okay, now one more shortcut I'm going to show you, okay, because that's the way it is when you're working in these programs. There's always a shorter, faster way to do it. So I'm going to just hover over this corner right here. See this little square here? It's called our fill handle. And I'm going to click on that fill handle, and I'm going to drag it down. Now, what am I doing here? Well, there we go. I am using copy and paste, but I'm using it in a really fast and efficient way by just hovering over this fill handle and dragging it down. Now, one thing when you're using the fill handle, it's all about the way you use the mouse. So if you don't get that little plus, you're not doing it properly and you're probably it's not going to work properly for you. Okay. The other thing we can see that we get this little autofill option button when we use the fill handle. So keep that in mind. All right, now I'm going to go over to this total row and I'm going to do the same thing again, but now I'm going to choose the fast way to get this done now. So I'm going to hit the drop down. I'm going to click on the sum. I'm going to take a look at the marquee. All right, I know that that's what I want. I'm going to hit enter. And now I have my answer. I'm just going to click up here in the formula bar and make sure I got the right numbers. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to go back to using that fill handle. So I'm going to click on the corner, get the little plus sign on the corner, and I'm going to drag this across. All right, and now we see that the numbers quickly add up and it's applying the formula that was used in column B straight across right through to column E. And again, that's what we call cell referencing. Okay, cell referencing is just knowing what happened in one area and reapplying it to another area because that's part of the joy of Excel. Okay. All right, the last thing I want to do is I'm going to go down here and I'm going to change my sheet name. So I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to go to rename and I'm going to call it 2013 expenses. All right, so there we go. Click away from that. All right, so we've got a good start on this. All right, we've done some basic formulas and functions and we've changed our sheet name. So now from here, we're going to take this information and we're going to put into a chart or a graph. So that'll be in our next video.